Hey guys, and welcome to this very special product review with me, 6+ Stevo. The reason it's special is because those awesome guys at the Army Painter were kind enough to send the channel their new hobby set 2019 for review on the channel. So we're going to get to unboxing this, but before I do that, let me just say guys, stick around till the end of the video because I'm going to have some rather exciting information regarding a giveaway that will be happening on this channel very soon. In the meantime, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's get on with this unboxing. Oh, seriously? Okay, so let's take a look at this thing. So this is the Army Painter hobby set, the perfect wargaming hobby starter set, with a free 5-gram super glue, includes free painting guide and tool guide. Take a look around the back before we get into the actual unboxing. So in this set we get 12 war paints, 9 of which are acrylics, 1 wash, 1 metallic and 1 effects paint. We get the super glue, the plastic frame cutter, the clippers, miniature and model file, paint mixing tray, which I think is a really cool addition, hobby starter brush, precise detail brush and dry brush. This exceptional wargaming hobby set has everything you need to start your next miniature project or to launch yourself into the amazing hobby that is miniature painting. And the paints that are in 12ml dropper bottles, doesn't spill, doesn't dry, unlike GW's paints. I've got nothing against GW's paints, but yeah, since I've switched to Army Painter in these dropper bottles, I don't see myself switching back. And it also includes a free painting guide and tool guide. The tool guide I'm interested to see. Now I've seen the painting guide before, I've actually already got one of these. And it's a cracking little guide. So yeah. There you go. Anyway, so yeah, this set retails on the Army Painter site for €45. So in pounds, I don't think there's much difference between euros and pounds these days, is there, in the exchange rate? I'm not sure what it is in dollars, guys. Sorry. So I think around about the £40 mark, maybe a little bit less, a little bit more, a little bit less, not sure. Like I say, pound to euro, there's very little difference these days. But obviously you can get this set cheaper from other retailers, places like Goblin Gaming, Element Games, etc. I'm sure stock a lot of the Army Painter stuff. But yeah, from the outlook, this looks like a really good starter set. It seems to have almost everything you need here. The range of paints they got in there look like a good choice of colours. You know, a lot of the basic sets that most painters are going to use. But anyway, enough of me waffling on. Let's tear into this thing. It is a little bit ripped here. This was because of my eagerness to open it from the package when it arrived. So let's get into it. Chuck that to the side for 1 minute. Alright, so how do we get into this one? Just opens at the end. Much like the Mega Paint set, which I do have, I'll pop a link up in the corner if you want to check the review out of that, or the unboxing of that. Comes with these trays. Oh, these are bigger ones. These are slightly different. I think in my other set it's a half size of these trays, but these trays are very useful because they've even got a little clip bit here where your brush goes, and these these themselves can be quite good as mixing palettes and stuff, but they're also quite good for the storage. So let's just take out all the things. There we go, so that's everything. Move that to the side for 1 minute. So what do we got? What should we start with? Let's have a look at this guide first. So this is the Wargamers Army Painting Guide. Free, please take one. So they obviously have these in the stores and stuff, but guys, get yourself one of these, because this is actually genuinely a really good little guide you get in here. We'll come to this bit in a minute because I haven't seen that before, but yeah, this guide is fantastic. It shows you their amazing dip technique. These guys, they really seem to push the tabletop standard. You know, these they're not sort of pushing you to go for, you know, golden demon entries or anything like that, or heavy metal sort of standards. These are just getting you to get good detailed sort of tabletop standards, and take shortcuts effectively to get really effective results. And sort of, you know, in the techniques they show you here, they can sort of, the results kind of show you to be a bit more talented than maybe you are. I mean, for someone like me, who's not the most motivated painter in the world, let's say, or not the most confident painter in the world, this is great, you know, especially if you're doing horde armies and stuff. But yeah, it shows you the very simple sort of techniques there. So spray your model, paint the base colours on, you know, and this is what it is, you know, this is obviously not good. This is just flat colour, it doesn't look great. And then you dip, and boom. And like I said, it's not golden demon, but it's liquid talent is what they call this stuff, for good reason. And yeah, just done. You know, a little bit of basing and stuff. You could do a little bit of highlighting and things, but yeah, effectively done. And it is pretty much. I don't personally use the dip technique, but I do use their washes and just paint them on. All over, you know, and it gets good results. It really does. It just makes the model pop. And this is just a fantastic guide, especially for someone starting out. I've got to try and clear my throat. It always seems to happen when I'm recording these videos. Trouble is with unboxing, you can't really do another take once you've ripped it open. Yeah. You know, this is a bit of an advertising pamphlet, you know, showing their products and stuff, but all this stuff has got really, really good tips and just fantastic for a beginner. And it really covers just about everything in here. It really is a fantastic little guide, and it shows you how you can get different results with different primers and their range of primers. You know, it covers so much. Talking about how, you know, good ways to spray your models and everything. Really handy little tips, which to seasoned veterans and stuff, this might seem like basic, you know, common sense stuff, but actually a lot of people starting out won't know this stuff. And it just having it all here in this handy little small pamphlet book, I think anyone starting out having a little read of this is going to feel a lot more confident getting into it. Shows you their full range, talks to you about the different, you know, the effects paints, metallics, etc. Some orcs there. We like a bit of orcs on this channel. And as you can see, although it's quite small, there's a lot of stuff here. Simple step by step how to do orc skin. And you know, this looks pretty damn good to me. They go into, you know, different effects with armor and the washes and things. Now you can get different sort of effects. Yeah, great stuff. And show you there. This is the great stuff. These washes, they got the soft tone, the strong tone, and the dark tone, and really showing you how, you know, they shade the models differently. Yeah, cracking stuff this. And the brushes, I've heard people talk about the brushes, saying, you know, I've heard mixed results on the brushes. Some people liking them, some people not liking them. But me personally, I really like them. I really like the dry brush with this sort of angled edges and stuff. Showing you the dip technique: dip, shake, dry. Yeah, there is a lot of goodness in here, and show you some of the other stuff like the tufts and things. You can add detail to the scenery and things. Really good stuff. So yeah, that guide, if you haven't got one of these yet, get one of these. I think with Army Painter stuff, they tend to send this out free with most of their stuff. It's included in most of the sets, but yeah. We've also got the Wargamers Assembly and Safety Tool Guide. Safety Tool Guide. So yeah, maybe I should have read this before I did this to myself. So this is one I've not seen before. Just showing you, again, great for beginners, how to remove parts off the sprue without damaging the models or yourself. How to clean the miniature from the mould lines, and assembling, and how to do the bases, cutting flash off resin models, cleaning the miniature, assembling. So yeah, again, a really good beginner's guide to stuff. It goes into how to magnetize them. This is fantastic stuff. It's a lot of stuff, a lot of bits in here that I think a lot of, like I say, seasoned, hobbyists and gamers that may take for granted, that people just know how to do a lot of this stuff. But handy little things showing at the back, all the different stuff, the paint station, cutting mat, etc. And this, I need to get some of these mixing balls. Army Painter actually now produce mixing balls that look brilliant. They're made specifically for their paints, although they would work with, I'm sure, nearly all the dropper bottle paints out there. Guaranteed not to rust. They're metal, they've got the weight to them, they're the right size. So this is brilliant, and they're very reasonably priced as well. So I do want to check out their mixing balls, because the paints in these dropper bottles, they can be a bit of a sod to mix up. So the addition of these is amazing, and it's fantastic that Army Painter are actually producing and making their own ones of these, which is brilliant, because up until fairly recently these have been a bit of a bitch to get hold of. You've had to sort of go and buy from places where they're not perhaps specifically designed as mixing balls. People have used BB pellets and all kinds of different things, glass beads, but to have a proper product designed for it, sold by a company that know what they're doing, that you can buy with confidence. Because I have made the mistake of buying what I was told was stainless steel balls before, and told they wouldn't rust. Well, that company lied to me on eBay, and they did start rusting. Luckily, I got them out before they damaged the paints or did too much damage. But yeah, so this is a huge plus for Army Painter. Well done, guys. Mixing balls are great. Perhaps they could go the next step, though, and just have them included in the paints anyway. That would be even better. What's this? Get more time for gaming, from box to fully painted in record time. Another little quick guide here showing how to, that's cool. Another sort of smaller version of this, showing some more of the stuff that they sell, accessories, even laser pointers and things. These can be quite handy if you're trying to find line of sight. Some rather cool looking dice. And yeah, find them on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. No, Instagram. But there we go. Right, anyway, now onto the properly interesting stuff. So what do we actually get in this set? Well, we've got our paints and we've got our tools. Let's have a look at the tools. So we've got our free super glue. Very small tube of it, but it's a starter set, so that's cool. Super glue is super glue. Cool. It's a strange choice, actually. I'm surprised they don't include plastic glue in here. For people getting started, most of us, I imagine, use, the poly cement glue a lot more than we use super glue. Super glue, obviously, we use for resin and we use for metal miniatures. But I think for the majority of us, most of the time, we're working with plastic. So I find it a bit strange that they've included, it's great that they include super glue, but it's a bit strange that they don't include plastic glue. But look, plastic glue is really cheap and easy to get hold of, so it's not a deal breaker. We've got these Army Painter clippers, which look really good quality actually. How do we get this? That is on there tight. There we go. That's coming away now. I felt a bit of movement. There we go. Yeah, feels good. Do I have a bit of sprue here I can cut? Here we go. What we got here? Got a Orc knob sprue. So let's test this out. There you go. It cuts stuff off the sprue. They work. Yeah, no, it's I mean, they're clippers. What can we say? They feel. All I can say to you guys is they feel good. They feel good. They feel strong. They've got a nice, neat, flat edge. They look like they're good quality. Yeah, I'm sure these will be fantastic. Yeah, good stuff. So we got a good set of clippers and we've got some super glue. We're off to a good start. For a beginner hobbyist, this is going to be great. We've got our painting tray, which I think is a really cool addition to this little palette. I know a lot of people go with like wet palettes and stuff now, but remember, this is a set primarily designed for beginners, people just starting out. Although I think equally this is a fantastic set for anyone just wanting to, bulk out their paints and get some brushes and stuff and save a bit of money in the process, because obviously you're going to make a bit of a saving compared to buying all this stuff separately. So yeah, this is really handy to separate, when you're painting and testing things out and mixing things up with a bit of water and stuff. So yeah, I've already got a very similar sort of palette to this, but yeah, this is going to be really useful. I will use this. This is great, because I don't always think wet palettes are very good to use. They are great, and they do make your paints last a lot longer and keep them thinned and stuff, but with certain colours and certain techniques, a wet palette can work against you, I've found, a lot of the time. So we've got our precise detail brush, and yeah, that looks great. I mean, I would say these are like on par with like GW's brushes. They're not, the super high-end expensive ones, but they're also not cheap bargain basement rubbish. These are good quality brushes, I think. Yeah, and that looks like a good brush. That's that there. What have we got here? And then we've got the base coating. So this is our big one, just a sort of a standard brush, good for the majority of the work you're going to be doing, I think. Painting up your skin and your armour and stuff, your base coat. Well, yeah, your base coats. Does what it says on the brush. Try and get that in there. Always a bit of a sod, these. Hold on. The suck. There we go. Suck your brushes to get them back in. You don't want to bend the bristles back, getting them back into these, but it is important to keep these on. I think these do keep your brushes living for longer. And then the starter brush, which is your go-to brush, your bog standard brush. So hang on a minute, is that different to what it said on the box? Yeah, it says on the box here, starter brush, precise detail brush, dry brush. We've got a starter brush, we've got a precise detail. The other one, it said base coating. Okay, maybe that was in there by mistake, but or maybe that is the dry brush. I'm not sure. But anyway, either way, it's a good brush. So we've got 3 good brushes, and this is great. I think, again, for starting out, this is all you need really. You need a fine detail brush. A dry brush is handy, and you know, your basic style brush is definitely, these three brushes is going to be your go-to brushes all the time. And you can painting your miniatures, you can do everything from start to finish with those brushes. You don't need anything else. Now this file, I've not used these files before. It looks a very good detail actually. I like the look of this thing. Let's give it a whirl, shall we? Since the one we've used the clippers on, let's use the file. Yeah, feels good. It's a fairly rough. I mean, it takes off the detail. It takes off the flash bit very quickly. I have currently another file which is probably a bit finer than this. I'd probably use this file to get the bits down, and then use my other one to sort of just finish it off like a finer one. But this is going to be great for, I think, like metal and stuff, getting those tough bits off. Like I say, I'm doing this looking through my lens at the moment, so but yeah, again, it's a file. What can I say really? It works. It feels like good quality. It looks nice. Yeah. So there we go. That's the tool side of things, and then we've got the paints. The paints that we get in here are, we've got Barbarian Flesh. So this is your human skin tone. It's a cool little paint. These are slightly smaller than what you get in the other sets. I think these are just a little bit smaller than their standard sets, but not by much. Not by much at all. Just a tiny little bit shorter. Demonic Yellow. Probably very handy for a Bad Moon player such as myself. Leather Brown. This is a paint. This is a colour I've used on things like straps and stuff on my orcs, and I can attest to it. Great coverage, good paint. Telling you to shake well. You do need to shake these well. But I would highly recommend, if you do get into using Army Painter paints, do take a look at their mixing balls. They will change your life. They will make your life so much easier, and you will wonder how you got by without them. Pure Red, a nice bright sort of blood red colour there. We've got Matte White, and their white, in my opinion, is so much better than GW's white. There's not really, I don't find that you get the chalkiness to that, and it certainly won't dry out on you like GW's will. Ultramarine Blue, yeah, you know what that is, and it's also another good colour. I've used that one before. Green Skin, here we are. So this is one that I will be using a lot of, and I like it. I like this colour for orc skin. It's sort of old school style of doing orc skin. A lot of people have moved away from this kind of sort of shade of green now a bit, go for a bit more, they're trying to get a bit more natural colours, but I kind of like the old school orc skin look. Skeleton Bone, this is a colour I do use a lot. I've used this on my bases and stuff, for getting a sort of a deserty look, dry brushing and things, and it's a great colour. Great for highlights, great for skeleton bones obviously, but yeah, just I do like this colour. It covers really well. What else have we got here? So we've got the metallic plate mail metal, which is effectively a sort of bolt gun metal colour. And then we get matte black, which, well, what can I say? It's black. Here we are. This is the important one. This is the stuff that if you're new and you're starting out painting, you don't know how you're gonna, get these models looking good and stuff. You might be, you might have finished putting the base coats on, looking at it going, well, that doesn't look like it does in the things, but stick to it, persevere, get this shade all over it. My God, it will change your life. Suddenly, bam, detail, texture, shade, shadows, adds in the skin tone and stuff. Absolutely brilliant stuff. I love these washes. I really cannot sing the praises of these washes enough. I love them. And then last of all, we got an effects paint, this is one I've not seen before from Army Painter. Brush on primer. So yeah, it's a grey brush on primer, which is cool. So like I said, for a hobbyist just starting out, might not have forked out for a spray undercoat, primer. So to actually have the primer in here as well is great. You've got, so literally, I've seen starter sets before that claim, oh, it's everything you need in the box, and there isn't. There's still extra stuff you need to go out and buy. But for a hobbyist starting out, you've got your clippers, you've got your file, so you can clip your models, you can clean them up. You've got your painting palette, you've got your brushes, you've got your glue. Although if it's plastic models, you will need to get different glue. One tiny little negative there, but like I said, plastic glue is very cheap to buy, very easy to come by. And you've got a good selection of paints. You've got your metallics, you've got your sort of primary colours, your reds, yellows, your greens, you've got your flesh colours, your leather browns. These are definitely your wash. These are definitely colours that I think Army Painter have chosen really wisely here. Sometimes, again, in starter sets, they can put a funny choice of colours in there when you've got a limited range. But I think for most hobbyists, this does cover most of the bases. There's not much you're going to be painting that won't be using most of these paints at one point or another. So yeah, I mean, for me, guys, it's a big thumbs up. I think this is a great set. Would I buy this myself? Yeah, as a new hobbyist starting out, definitely. Obviously, you've got the big set like the Mega Paint set, which I've also got, which I did splurge out on that and buy that set. But that's a lot more of an investment. And if you're new, you don't know if you're going to sort of stick to the hobby or not yet. But starting out with just one brush and a couple of paints, you're not getting the full impact of it. This set will allow you to build your model and paint it up to a good standard with everything that's in this set. So you can prime your model, you can get your base colours on, you can give it a wash, you've got your metallics for your weapons. You can get an effectively good looking model just with the contents of this box. And I think it will serve you well. As a veteran hobbyist, someone that's already got a good collection of brushes and paints and things, is it still a viable purchase? I say yes, just purely for the fact that these paints, I mean, for me, I'm going to be going through tons of this green skin stuff. The washes, I'm going to be going through tons of this. Metallics, I'm going to go through loads of these. Primers, that's going to be really handy. Leather brown, I'm going to use. Flesh color, maybe me personally, I won't use that a lot. But if you're, fighting, if you've got an Imperium army, or you're doing a World War II army, or whatever, elves, dwarves, whatever, obviously that's going to serve you well. Yellow, I'm Bad Moon, I'm going to use a lot of that. Black is always useful. Blues, reds, whites, bone color, I use a lot of. I think no matter what army people are collecting, what particular models they're buying, these are basic level paints, colors that you're always going to need at one point or another. So and we always need more brushes. It never hurts to have a few more tools. These little things are so useful and handy. So yeah, as a great way to save a bit of money and top up your paint collection and get some other colours and things. Yeah, fantastic. And you get these handy guides and things in there as well. So yeah, for me guys, it's a big thumbs up. I really like this set. I think it's awesome. And yeah, like I said at the beginning of the video, Army Painter were kind enough to send me 2 of these. This one obviously for review purposes, but also the Army Painter guys are really cool. I got in contact with them, told them about my competition giveaway that is coming up when I hit 2K subscribers, which is coming up very soon, and they were kind enough to send me not just one for review, but also one to give away. So I do have another one, and like I said, this will be as soon as I hit 2,000 subscribers. I'm going to launch the competition, and this is going to be one of the prizes in that competition. I won't spoil the surprise of what the other stuff is yet, but let's put it this way: whoever wins this is going to be over the moon, because not only are they going to win this awesome set, but some other goodies as well from another equally cool company that is sponsoring my 2,000 subscriber giveaway. So stay tuned for that, guys. And if you can help the channel out by sharing this video, you know, sharing it with your friends and stuff, getting that subscriber count up. If you're not already a subscriber, then what are you doing? Hit that button now, hit the like button, and share your comments below. Do you use Army Painter paints? What do you think of them? Do you rate them? How do they compare to GW's paints? For me, I prefer them. It's all a personal sort of taste thing, isn't it? But for me, price is better. I like the fact they come in dropper bottles. I like the kind of the old school sort of feel of them. I know where I am with these, but yeah, anyway guys, that is my unboxing of the Army Painter hobby set. So that's it from me for now. I'll see you on the next one, guys. This is 6+ Stevo signing out.